As a business owner, I've never wanted to do what I've been told, and you'll be the same. But there's an exception, and I'm going to talk about it now. Hi, my name's Gollan, and I help business owners achieve epic business growth, and I've been doing it for the past 25 years. Lived it, breathed it, was it, loved it, and I still love it. And there's parts of evolution in business, and one of them, when you start off in your first part of your life, you freaking hated getting told what to do. We're mavericks, man. Don't tell us what to do. Go and get stuffed. I'm not going to go and do it. That's cool. And why we do that? Because we've got so much confidence in ourselves. We are gifted in with confidence. We're gifted in with a unique vision, which is unique to us. And we don't understand why other people aren't as motivated as us. Why don't you take action? Why don't you go and start your own business? We are a different breed. That is exceptional, but it also causes issues. We might not fit in all the time. We might not want to fit in all the time. Because people just don't get us. We get a unique vision and people just don't get it. We try and tell them, they don't get it. So what we do is we stay away and we don't talk about these things. The visions that we get, the messages that we receive, we just keep to ourselves. Why? Because they don't get it. So what can happen is we get to a point where we start to doubt ourselves. We start to question ourselves. But then when you start business and you don't want to do what you're told, and being a coach, I see this all the time because most people go, what the fuck do you want to coach for? What do you want to coach for? Can't you just do it yourself? It happens all the time. I've been doing this 25 years. Most people think that coaching, you get a lot of referrals. A lot of my clients don't give referrals because they don't want people to know they've got a coach. They're embarrassed about it. They're ashamed about it. That's the older school. The younger school is probably a lot more, they're into it. They're into sharing because they're into caring. Whereas a lot of people have used me as their secret weapon and then they don't. But then I've got clients who refer all of their family members and everyone that they know. But there's a stigma about that. For you, in your business, you're not going to do what you're told. But there comes a point where you need to do what you're told. And let me give you the framework here so you can understand why you need to do what you've been told. And this might surprise you. So for you as a business owner, you got gifted a unique vision, which is specific to you. It's no one else's. So think of that vision that you got. For me, I was at Rebel Sport. I was selling all of this high-end, exercise equipment, treadmills and things like that. And people just came in and these things were expensive back in the day. So when was this? In the 90s, early 80s and 90s. And so we had all this expensive equipment down in Geelong where I come from, and the people that were buying the most expensive stuff were in the areas that I was a salesperson in Rebel Sport, and we sold fitness equipment. And so they were the high ticket stuff. And for some reason I was good at that. And so I was in there, and then people would come in and buy the most expensive stuff. And they'd come in with cash or they'd come in with a credit card and they'd just have a quick chat and then they'd buy. And I'd go, my God, after a while I was like, because I didn't come from much money. My parents didn't have much money. Look, they spent everything they could on our education. My dad was a professor, a lecturer in statistics at university, and my mum was also a secondary teacher as well. And so education was the primary focus for mum and dad. We needed to have a good education. So they put all their money that they could into our education. So for me, I don't know, I've lost my train of thought here. So that's what I didn't come from much money. That's right. So the ability to sell and the ability to see people that had a lot of money and would just come and buy something really, really quickly, that amazed me. So what I started doing was asking people when they bought, I'd say, hey, do you mind asking what you do? And then one person after the other said, got my own business. I'm in my own business. And I went, okay, that's what I got to do. I got to start my own business because these people come and get money. They're just good to work with. They don't haggle. They just buy stuff. I thought that was extremely good. So the vision for me I immediately had was I need to start my own business so I could have money so I could buy cool stuff. That was my vision that I started off with. That was unique to me. You're going to have your own sort of vision that's unique to you. Then what you're going to have as you get going is you're here, your unique vision is here. Now that unique vision is unique to you for a reason. It's been gifted to you. That is the target no one else can see. And there's a famous quote, and the quote is, talent hits targets other people can't. Genius hits targets no one else can see. No one else can see this. So your vision that you started with, and it's probably evolved as you've gone along, that vision is unique to you. No one else can see it. So it's part of your genius. Just learn to accept that that's part of your genius because it gets better. So here you are. This is where you want to get to. This part here, this gap, this is the bit that you need to become. These are the steps that you need to take to become the person that can achieve that vision. So this is the genius vision. This is the genius process. So to help you become the genius as you go along, you're going to get gifted in messages. It could be signs, it could be words, it could be a soft voice in your ear, in your mind. There's some sort of way that infinite intelligence and the consciousness is communicating with you. For me, my dad's a mathematician, so I see a lot of numbers. And those numbers give me intel or intelligence or confirmation about what it is that I do. I'm also an athlete, so it's also a lot to do with the time. I get that all the time. It's just my process. And then I get it to me when I sleep. And when I'm dreaming, I'll be conscious of when I'm dreaming, and I get messages and I get whole things given to me. This process that I'm doing at the moment, these videos for YouTube, I've been gifted that. I was shown that I needed to do that, not so much to get clients, but to get clients. I'll definitely get clients out of it, but this is my part of giving back. This is my service bit of showing what it is that I do with clients. What I've been able to do with clients is talk to them on this sort of level. And the guidance that I got was I needed to capture this and put it on YouTube. I don't want to put it on YouTube, but that was my guidance. And they showed me, they is the guidance, right? So infinite intelligence or whatever. So I got this vision of YouTube, and this is what the thumbnails need to look like. Here's the writing, and the writing needs to be big, and then it needs to have a cool little thumbnail. And here are the topics. And so I wrote down all these topics, like 20 to 30 topics, of which you were watching. And I was scared out of my brain. I don't like doing videos. I'm good at them, but I don't like doing them. I hated them. And I'm so conscious of what people will think of me. So I had needed to confront that and heal that as a trauma and as an anxiety point in my life and as a pain point to get to this state where I'm doing it. So why am I telling you this? Because I got your vision's here, unique vision. Then you got the gap from where you are to where you want to be. This gap here is the process of creating you as the genius to hit your target. No one else can see. Why is it genius? Why do we talk about that? Because you're going to get unique messages to yourself from wherever to show you how to do your business. But what I used to do and what I've trained myself to do now, what I used to do and what you're probably doing at this stage maybe is ignoring them or trying to negotiate with it or trying to delay it. What I've learned to do and what my commitment to it is see it, take action. What I've found for me over my journey in business is decisions. I used to be a bit of a procrastinator. I used to procrastinate. Why? Because I didn't know who I was. Even up to the point where I'm in my 40s, I didn't know who I was, and I had to go hardcore into discovering who I was, what I'm here to do, how I'm going to do it. I had to go through a whole lot of pain to do that because my life was not in a good place. So I've learned how to find myself, and I can learn how to find I've learned how to find other people and show it to them so they can speed up their process of getting to consciousness. It's just part of the gift that you get when you travel through your trauma and when you heal the anxiety and the stress. All those things are happening to you for a reason. It's part of your journey, and once you clear it, you need to share it. So back to the vision. The gap is part of genius, and you get these messages. What you must do, which goes back to the start of the video, Growing up, you didn't want to listen to anyone and you didn't want to do what you're told. But now that you know that your vision is unique, you start from here and you're going to get signs as you go along. This is what you need to learn. You need to do as you're told. You will get a sign from wherever that is, in your dream, in the shower, when you're walking, when you're with your partner, wherever that might be. You will get a sign of what you can do with your business. Capture that. Don't question. Just take the action. And for some of you, taking that action will be downright scary. But that's where you got to go. Because that's where the wisdom is. And that's where you're going to get the greatest traction. And that's where you're going to get the greatest action. Doing stuff that you don't want to do, but you guided on it. Because that pain is going to give you the fix. The fear is where the fix is. The pain is the pathway. And what you want is on the other side. Because it presents you with the seed of greater or equal opportunity. And it's just a seed. All you need is a seed, because from a tiny seed, a mighty oak tree will grow. So do what you're told. When you get those messages, put everything down, capture them, and get to work on them. It will scare you, but then you'll go, oh my God, this is so easy. And then your decisions or your need for them will go away. You won't need to make the decisions because you've got the actions. You won't need to make decisions because the decision's already made for you. You just need to accept it and just go into action. So the gratitude to express for those messages that you receive is the action. And through the action, you express gratitude. And when you create gratitude, everything happens for you. Gratitude is the bridge to positivity. And when you're positivity, your frequency and your vibration increases. So could you imagine, as you go along from here to here, all the messages that you get, you take action on. Can you imagine the frequency that you're accumulating by being in gratitude and honoring those messages? That's how business grows. That's how you achieve epic business growth. This is my model. I've had to go through this to learn it. And I'm sharing it with you. So take it and use it in your life. Do epic. Thanks for listening. I'm Casey. We'll talk again soon.